Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia celebrate Diwali with their Hindu care recipients. We honor Doctors' Day in Taiwan by meeting a noteworthy doctor from Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. Today, November 11th, Hindus across the world will be getting ready to celebrate one of the biggest and most anticipated festivals of the year, Diwali. To give their care recipients a chance to enjoy such festivities, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia organize various events to make this year's Diwali extra special for their care recipients. Let's now join them there.
To mark the Hindu festival of Diwali, Tzu Chi volunteers in Johor Bahru invited their Indian care recipients to a celebration at a Tamil school in Permas Jayas.
I am so touched. It's my first time here, and I'm so glad I came. I never expected there to be so many people here.
Seeing the thought and effort that went into planning for the event, many participants expressed their gratitude and appreciation.
Dear Master Zheng Yan and other Tzu Chi volunteers, I've received so much help from you in this lifetime. I will not forget the kindness you have shown me, even in my next lifetime.
While in Klang, volunteers went the extra mile to prepare an elaborate banquet for their Indian care recipients. The warm and familial atmosphere of the event left a deep impression in the hearts of many.
Learn a lot in this kind of event, especially the way they treat the people so politely. Hopefully, after I finish my studies, I would be like volunteer to give my service for the people who need it.
Diwali, a time where family and friends come together to celebrate. Tzu Chi volunteers' thoughtfulness has made Diwali extra meaningful for their Indian friends. Why are residents chopping down banana trees?
Banana leaves bring good luck.
Tzu Chi volunteers of the Kula Liaison Office touched up the distribution venue with beautiful decorations, using banana leaves which are believed to bring good fortune and prosperity. Tzu Chi care recipient Geeta, who had just lost her husband, was deeply comforted by the thoughtful gestures.
I feel happier now that I'm here. My husband passed away 3 months ago, and all I feel is pain and despair every day. Although this is the first time I'll be spending Diwali without him, I feel at peace now that I'm here.
Another care recipient, Salvam, who is a single mother, made traditional treats muruku with Ginsu food products as a way to thank the volunteers. Kamala, on the other hand, called on her family to prepare lunch for 100 people.
I feel very happy. I'm proud myself. At least I can give somebody to eat. Definitely. Sure, I will do.
Here at the Tzu Chi Perak branch, Indian care recipients are also celebrating Diwali with their Tzu Chi family. Some Indian care recipients put on a performance of the Bamboo Bank era in Tamil, while kitchen volunteers prepared an elaborate banquet to celebrate this unforgettable occasion.
Staying in Malaysia, the world's 108th Ginsu Books and Cafe is now open in Johor Bahru's Taman Impian Imas community. During the grand opening ceremony, volunteers explained to the public that they are not in the business of making money, but in the business of cultivating blessings and humanitarianism by providing a place where local residents can come to settle their chaotic hearts.
The world's 108th Ginsu Books and Cafe have opened to the public, and it's located in Taman Impian Imas community, which is in Malaysia's Johor Bahru.
The purpose of the Ginsu Books and Cafe is to help spread humanitarianism to the public, not to sell books. We're not looking to make a profit when visitors come in or Tzu Chi brothers and sisters come in. If they don't purchase something, we don't mind. The most important is that they can settle their minds here at the shop.
In this chaotic society, everyone needs a place where they can leave their worries behind and sort out their thoughts. This is the exact sort of thing that the Ginsu Books and Cafe hopes to provide.
I can come here to relax when work stresses me by drinking a cup of tea, talking with someone, or finding a book to read. It's nice.
When I first picked up the food items, I felt at ease because I know that the ingredients that Tzu Chi uses are safe. The food can be consumed without worry.
In the days ahead, volunteers hope that the shop at Taman Impian's Ima's community attracts more guests and helps spread more humanitarianism to more people.
Now let's go to Kuala Lumpur to meet Fu Mei Hua. After losing her father and brother 16 years ago, Fu had been grieving and relied on working and drinking to help her cope with her loss. She only learned to see things differently after meeting Tzu Chi and is now becoming a certified volunteer.
For 10 years, Fu Mei Hua didn't dare to open her photo albums for fear that she would break into tears.
If I open the photo albums and see my younger brother's photos, I'll begin to imagine that he would have gotten married by now and that my dad would have had many grandchildren. That's why I don't dare to look at these photos.
Since losing her brother and then father in 1999, Fu coped with her loss through working and drinking.
I used to love drinking and partying as I could get to know lots of people. It was lots of fun, but when I woke up the next morning, I couldn't help feeling even more depressed.
It wasn't until she learned about Tzu Chi that Fu found her life's direction. Through making home visits to the less fortunate, she learned to cherish her own blessings and understood life's impermanence.
Impermanence can really strike when we least expect it. While visiting one of our care recipients who suffered from a stroke, I saw his feet were swollen and arms were scattered with needle marks. It pained me so much. Seeing that, I realized that there's nothing you can do to stop impermanence from happening. No matter what comes our way, we should deal with it with a peaceful heart.
Now, a transformed person, Fu calls her mother in Johor from Kuala Lumpur every day. Though they're 300 kilometers apart, her mother can tell how much she has changed. Soon to become a certified volunteer, Fu has one more wish.
I'd like my family to join Tzu Chi as well.
On the third day of Tzu Chi's 2015 Overseas Volunteers Training Camp, a certification ceremony was held at the Tzu Chi Sanchong grounds, during which 336 volunteers from China were certified by Master Zheng Yan. The master then held an afternoon talk with the newly certified volunteers and encouraged them to correct their bad habits, as well as remain steadfast on the Bodhisattva path.
As Master Zheng Yan puts name tags on her disciples, these overseas volunteers were moved to tears because rarely do they have the opportunity to see their mentor face to face.
有一个志同道合的大家庭，每一个人呢，习性都不一样，但是呢，我们有一个笃定的、共同的志向，就是佛心，也就是实质。
More than 300 volunteers from 5 provinces in China are taking part in the 2015 Overseas Volunteer Training Camp held at the Tzu Chi Sanchong grounds. Some even took to the stage to share their experiences in carrying out Tzu Chi's missions back home.
Bit by bit, I started to change with the help of wholesome friends. I am grateful for the Master's daily sermons as it helps enhance my wisdom.
Master Zheng Yan hopes her followers will go amongst people to practice Buddhist teachings in their daily lives, so to alleviate the suffering of those in need. Later in the afternoon, volunteers from China took to the stage to share their vows. Among them is lawyer Wei Xiufen from Fujian, who was once a Tzu Chi scholarship recipient.
At the invitation of Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, I started to participate in Tzu Chi activities, including home visitations and scholarship distributions. When I saw people in need, I discovered how blessed I actually am.
Joining Tzu Chi gives one opportunities to serve, but volunteer Chen Lifei once hesitated because of Tzu Chi's requirements to uphold precepts and etiquette.
Being a media volunteer, I noticed how other volunteers were carrying out Tzu Chi's work wholeheartedly. How could I take the easy way out and refuse to shoulder responsibilities because of my own stubbornness?
总而言之呢，这就是最重要的修行法门，改习性，知道吗？
The master also encouraged the newly certified volunteers to correct any wayward behaviors by doing good deeds and being around wholesome friends.
归字啊，大家要记得，反黑归白呀，转换为胜，这一路迢迢的，那么遥远的，回到了台湾心灵的故乡啊，大家。 要很真心的，莫忘初心。
While the master is glad to see how Tzu Chi seeds of love have blossomed in different regions of China, she also hopes the newly certified volunteers will remain steadfast on the Tzu Chi path, living their life to its fullest.
From Shandong, China, Cong Yayu is among those currently participating in overseas volunteers training camp at the Banqiao Tzu Chi grounds. However, this is not her first time visiting Taiwan. When she visited Taiwan with her family back in 2011, she had an accident and suffered serious injuries. While undergoing treatment at DaAi Tzu Chi Hospital, Cong learned of Master Zeng Yan's teaching and decided to join Tzu Chi. Here's her story. Despite undergoing 3 surgeries on her forearm, Cong Yayu's left hand still twitches involuntarily. However, Cong still manages to perform Tzu Chi sign language songs flawlessly, right down to every intricate detail.
When my hand was first injured, I didn't think I would be able to sign, as my movements will be inaccurate. I couldn't keep my fingers apart, and they would twitch constantly. But now I have full control over my fingers.
In 2011, when Cong was visiting Taiwan with her family, the train they rode on in Alishan flipped over. Suffering multiple lacerations, she was sent to the DaAi Tzu Chi Hospital and treated by Dr. Ginsu. Now back in Taiwan for her Tzu Chi volunteer certification, Cong is happy to see Dr. Jian once more.
While at the hospital, he helped enlighten me and taught me Master Zeng Yan's words, which said life exists in the space of a breath. So we should cherish every moment to do the right thing. By dwelling in sorrow solves nothing.
Thus, Cong was inspired to take action and join Tzu Chi. Though she can't sit or stand for long due to her knee injury, and must hold on to a railing as she goes up and down the stairs. She still devotes herself to Tzu Chi's environmental mission and home visitations. Cong says, thanks to her accident, she has now found her direction in life in Tzu Chi. November 12th is celebrated as Doctors' Day in Taiwan, so we will be bringing you a series of reports on noteworthy doctors in the country. We first start today with Dr. Chen Sunding. As we reported yesterday, Dr. Chen was just recognized by the Public Health Department of New Taipei City over the weekend for his care of cancer patients. Dr. Chen says it is because he once had a tumor as a child, so that he can better empathize with cancer patients. You're doing so much better than before. If you didn't give up then, why would you do that now? Keep it up.
Like many cancer patients, Huang Qiuxiang has become weary mentally after receiving numerous physically taxing treatments. Dr. Chen not only tries to make them feel better physically, but mentally as well.
The side effects caused by radiation therapy, I know them well, so I can better empathize and ease patients' worries. Most of the time, it's not about getting treatment, but to overcome their own fear, which has pinned them down. I think through encouraging them can help.
He really treats you like family. He is completely selfless and just wants to do the best he can for you. You can totally feel the warmth emanating from him. Such warmth will reinvigorate you and give you the courage to go on living.
Even when not in the hospital, Dr. Chen continues to care for the medically disadvantaged. Earlier this year, Dr. Chen tried hard to secure a spot on Tzu Chi's earthquake relief team to Nepal. Through various traditional Chinese medicine therapies and sharing his love, he was able to help bring relief to the Nepalese.
To me, what's the most important about holding free clinics is that they are not simply an extension of our clinical hours. Because through the combined efforts of a medical team, we can do more than just offering treatment. We can understand their family structure and living condition, and teach them to better care for themselves.
Whether it is serving inside a hospital or holding a free clinic domestically or abroad, Dr. Chen is always offering more than just medical treatment. Through relying on his wisdom and compassion, he brings about spiritual healing as well.
Next, we meet another one of this year's Ginsu Scholarship recipient, Huang Zhiting. Not only is Zhiting an outstanding Taekwondo athlete, she is also a hardworking student who excels academically. In receiving the Ginsu Scholarship from Tzu Chi, she hopes to do her part to help ease her father's financial burden and support her family through thick and thin.
就正常啊，一样5圈慢跑，然后5圈快跑。OK， 背了 ，Go。
Huang Zhiting and her Taekwondo team begin their warm-up with 10 laps around the field. Just as the team finishes 10 laps around the track, the coach then gives further instructions for the second part of their training.
快速度的起立蹲下，起立蹲下，我也只要10下，这样算一次10组。
Drenched in sweat, Zhiting works hard during training as she has a dream of becoming an athlete representing Taiwan.
I want to make the national team and eventually become a coach. I want to be as good as them. This was my initial aspiration in learning Taekwondo. I want to continue to improve and go from strength to strength.
Zhiting has never fallen behind in her studies. Her average test scores are always in the 80s and 90s. I'm quite comforted by the fact that she not only excels in sports, but also her grades.
Having to care for his sick wife while also worrying about the family's finances, Zhiting's father is thankful to have such a thoughtful daughter.
At school, she practices hard with her coach, and at home, she sets time aside to practice some more, even after a long day of training.
Overcoming life's challenges together, Huang Zhiting is her father's best moral and spiritual support, and her spirit has also united the family to face the days ahead.
From Nanjing, China, 23-year-old Zhuang Chujun is an international student at National Jiao Tong University in Ginsu. Unfortunately, she was among those injured in a Bali water park explosion back in June and suffered burns to 67% of her body. After spending a total of 130 days in a hospital, Zhuang was finally discharged.
We Tzu Chi aunties will always be by your side cheering you on. We wish you the best.
Reading out loud the letter Tzu Chi volunteers have written her, Zhuang Chujun from Nanjing, China, is encouraged by the volunteers as they give her a symbolic gift.
那叫美人腿啊！好，哪有站起来？对，将来就是美人腿。有没有创意？我的2条腿。好白啊！对啊，1年之后就恢复成这样了。哎，真的很像腿哎。
suffering burn injuries to 67% of her body from the Bali water park explosion. Zhuang's body had a hard time healing from the burns, and skin regrowth was slow. The 130 days of recovery was full of obstacles and hardship, but she was able to get through it all.
From transferring out of the ICU to now leaving the hospital, there have been lots of changes in my mindset and the journey I'm on. Being an international student in Taiwan and not having family here, the Tzu Chi volunteers have warmly welcomed me. Each treated me like their own daughter and made this place feel like home.
姐妹，这是姐妹，姐妹，对对对，我们是姐妹，情同姐妹的母女。对。
每一次都在徘徊孤单中坚强，每一次就算很受伤也不闪泪光。我知道我一直有双隐形的翅膀，带我飞，给我希望。
Once a host of a school's radio program and a winner of an intercollegiate news anchor competition, Zhuang Chujun has plenty of confidence about her future ahead.
It won't be so easy to see me in person next time because I will be on TV.
Taiwan author He Youlong is best known for introducing and promoting the Dale Carnegie training programs in the country. In celebration of his 75th birthday, he gave a speech at the Kaohsiung Ginsu Hall to share his life's wisdom with some 3,000 people.
The Chinese expert on the Dale Carnegie training programs, He Youlong, is celebrating his 75th birthday by publishing his autobiography, which details his experience with bullying and pitfalls in life.
As a teenager, I was bullied. Later, as I started working and then had my own family, or even traveled abroad, when I encountered setbacks, I faced them with tolerance and resilience.
Deviating from his usually positive and upbeat writing, this time He's book is full of life's harsh reality. Still, He remains positive and optimistic, which he says is very much in line with Tzu Chi's belief.
By being forgiving and grateful at all times, we ourselves are who benefit the most.
He is so very positive. People between 20 to 40 years old think very highly of him.
Before, I cared a lot about my test results. Now, I know they don't mean everything.
When our children talk to us, we should show them respect as well.
Some 3,000 people have gathered at the Kaohsiung Ginsu Hall to listen to He Youlong's speech. In turn, He encourages his fans to never back down but to steady themselves in the face of adversities.
Majority of students from Outbank Junior Middle Academy in Northwest Toronto are disadvantaged and are in need of assistance. Thus, Tzu Chi volunteers have been visiting since 2008 to deliver winter relief supplies for the students. We join the recent distribution at the end of today's program. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.